Oh, what's going on, everybody? Z here. Welcome back to Dune Awakening. It is official. The update is upon us. The PvE update has arrived. It's here. And yeah, we're going to be going over it. We're going to be talking about it. And I'm going to be answering a lot of questions for people who might be returning to the game now after a while. What are you going to come back to? What are you not coming back to? What are some changes that you can expect going forward? Things like that. So yeah, hopefully you all are having a wonderful day. I'm having a fantastic day. I'm very excited to get into this. Now, if you are a veteran player and you've been playing this entire time, a lot of this information might not be super helpful, but if you want to hang out and listen and watch and comment and let me know if I'm wrong on stuff, by all means, comment down below. Let me know. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's begin. So the absolute first thing is the PvE update. What did it change and what did it add and what did it do different? Now, you do not have to join any new worlds. There are no specific servers that you have to join. I've had a lot of comments about, hey, do I have to join a PvE server? How do I find a PvE server? All this stuff. No, you do not. As long as you are playing on an official server, an official Funcom server that, you know, when you start playing the game, as long as you didn't join like a custom server from somebody else, you're good. You're good. So the majority of people, unless you purposely went out of your way to find a server to play on, you're good to go. Now, what did they actually change as far as Hagga Basin stuff? So if you remember these shipwrecks, all these shipwrecks that had the green parts, the plasteel, microfluorofiber, and the mechanical parts, these are all now not PvP. There is no PvP on the Hagga Basin anywhere whatsoever. So before, what it was is you had our Hagga Basin South, and this wreck here was not PvP. You could go in here, you could farm your green items here, your green mats here, but as soon as you got over here, there were areas that had these wrecks, all of the crash ships, the big wrecks, whatever, to get your green parts. Those were PvP. They are no longer PvP. You hop in there, there's nothing. Now there are enemies. It's PvE. Now you're fighting the environment, the game, stuff like that. So there are still NPCs in there that will try to shoot you and stuff. But I mean, like, of course, like, that's to be expected. So all of the PvP that was in the Hagga Basin has been removed. So like I said, that includes all of these shipwrecks, all of this stuff here. Now, let's talk about the deep desert. Now, I'm going to also talk about if you're returning, what to expect. Actually, let's just talk about it now. If you are returning to the game after being gone for a long time, your stuff is going to be gone. Your base is going to be gone. Your stuff's going to be gone. That's just how it is. They recently made a change to where you no longer have to pay taxes. However, we still have an upkeep on the base. But now, when you hop back in the game, when you build your base, there is now a tool that you can get. There is a base reconstruction tool, and it functions exactly the same as your pocket vehicle thing. So as you can see, you know how you can grab your vehicle? You can do the exact same thing with your base now. So if you build a base and you are the owner of the base, you place the subfief, you build it, it's your base. You can now basically go up to the same thing and click it and pick it up. And that's all you can do. So if you're gonna log out for an extended period of time, you don't want your stuff destroyed, there you go. Boop, pick up your base, you're good to go. And then when you come back in, you can place it down just like that. Amazing. It's fantastic. It's great for people who are going to be taking a little bit of a leave. It's great. Now, if you're going to be playing and actively playing, you are still going to have to power your base. There's still going to be the shields. There's still going to be, the storms are going to come through. You're going to want to make sure that things are powered. So obviously, like, have your power, have your stuff, fill up your power stuff, standard stuff there. But like I said, if you're going to be gone for an extended period of time, you can make that. I believe there is a research tier for the base pickup tool thing. Yeah, it's right here. So it's under Iron Products, base reconstruction tool. Now, if you are not to the point in Iron, I'm going to be honest, and you're probably not going to be really worried about it. You know what I mean? Once you get Iron, that's like the tier. Everything else is really easy to build and really cheap to build. So Iron is where things start getting a little bit more expensive, a little bit more time consuming. So that's kind of why it's here in the Iron tier. But like I said, you can use it, you can pick it up. It's 10 iron ingots. It's really not expensive. Now, also, if you are returning after not playing for a while, there is a welcome package. So if you actually, when you first log in, you're going to see this huge welcome package thing. It's going to say, hey, there's all these resources. Dependent upon what level you got to is going to be dependent upon what your rewards you are. So for example, I'm going to click on my welcome back package. There's going to be some claim now, claim now. So these are the items that I can claim because I was gone for so long, right? And they're just giving them to you. They're giving them to you to help accommodate you because of, you know, the possibility that you lost your base, the possibility that you lost all your stuff. That is what this is for. This is to help those people who have played already, who have a character who has, you know, put some time in, so that way you can get some of this stuff and start getting a little bit of something back. Now, these resources are going to depend on what level you got to. So like I have some like industrial pumps, insulated fabric, like I have some of this higher tier stuff, but that's because we were higher tiered, you know, like we were, you know, we finished everything we could at the time. So that's gonna be there. Now, you don't have to click this right away, so I can hit close and I can go back to this at any time, I think. Yeah, so you just hit claim rewards. You can go back to this later and grab your stuff. So you don't have to grab it right away. So that will help you get started, get back into the game, all of that fun stuff. Now, with that, let's go to the deep desert. Let's go check it out. Now, I did a little bit of farming. We went out there. We live streamed. We had an absolute blast. I don't know why I'm going upstairs. I can go out here and do this. We had an absolute blast. It was a wonderful time. We did some spice tractor farming. It was great. So let's go ahead. I'm going to snag... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and drop some stuff off. Let me get some stuff resituated real fast. All right, so let's go fly out to the deep desert. Now, while we're flying out there, I do want to talk about a couple of other things that if you are a returning player or if you haven't played for a while, there are some changes that you may notice. You may be a little bit lost here and there with certain things that we'll talk about kind of like on the way out there. So one of those things is actually going to be your whole Landsraad system. Now, I'm not going to get super into this because you do have to have a faction and you have to be faction level 5 in order to access this. But they did some Landsraad changes to accommodate for solo play, and they also added some new like skills and abilities and things like that. So basically what you have is when you hit L and you go into your Landsraad, again, if you're not faction and you haven't hit level 5 with your faction, I recommend doing that. I think you have to do that in order to unlock this stuff. But you'll see that we have these little missions. Now, these little missions are made for solo players. These are made for you to do by yourself, or you can do them with a group. You can share them with your friends. You can do them together. It's fantastic. But what these do is they give you some rewards. So they give you 6,000 credits, they give you 350 XP, and 1,000 Landsraad contribution. However, there is also this other type of reward here, this recollection reward. I gotta pay attention because I want to make sure that we hit this wall and we do what we're supposed to do. Okay, so here we are. We're in the overmap. So the overmap has changed a little bit. You will have noticed there's some new random things around the map. Now, this is not specific to this update. I'm talking about stuff generally if you have not come back yet. But you'll see there's some testing stations here. Blushing Cavern is over here. There's these POIs out here that you can now fly to. A lot of these have to do with those Landsraad missions. They will say, hey, go to the Broodworks and go do something there. Go to the ruins of Simpo or whatever and go there. So that's what those will be doing. Also these testing stations, I believe there's like levels and stuff like that associated with those now as well, but I'm not going to get into those. But the deep desert, let's talk about the deep desert. Okay. This is the big one, right? This is exciting. And then we're going to get back into the Landsraad stuff. I'm just trying to like cover all the bases of questions that you might have as a returning player if you haven't played for a while. So here is your deep desert, same place, same spot as it was before. However, now when you click to the deep desert, you will see there is a PvE and a PvP option. Now, PvP, there is a 2.5 times multiplier on resources there. And I believe it's basically how the old deep desert was. I think the first like the first row or two is, you know, non-PvP, so that way you could like get in there, like get into the wall and stuff like that. But PvE, that is where we're going to be heading to. That's what we're going to be looking at. And that is what everybody is excited for, myself included. So the PvE deep desert is exactly as it sounds. Every area in the deep desert, wherever, I gotta see where our map is here. Every area you go to is PvE. That means you can go all the way to the wall to the north. Everywhere is PvE. You now have access to the large spice nodes, the big, huge ones. You have access to those. The only thing that you have to worry about is the worms. So obviously, like that's what a lot of PvEers have wanted. We wanted to be able to go out. We wanted to be able to farm resources. We wanted to be able to chill with our friends and have fun. And guess what? Now you can do that. The PvPers have their place that they can play, they can fight it out, they can do what they want. PvEers now have their place. We can fight it out with the worms, and we can fight it out with, you know, the environment and have a good time. So that is all you have to do. There's nothing special there. Now, when it comes to everything else in the deep desert, it's the same. You know, there's going to be a weekly reset. So if you build a base out here, you are going to need to bring it back for the weekly reset. It'll get destroyed. Nothing has changed there. There are still the little testing sites, I do believe, throughout the map. There's also the crashed ships throughout the map. You got your spice nodes. Obviously, there's a spice node there. You have all of the same stuff. Like I said, PvP just has a 2.5 times multiplier on resources. So that's the bonus for playing PvP, which by all means, enjoy it, have fun, have a good time. I will take my normal resource gain and just have a chill, fun time. Now, let's continue talking about the Landsraad a little bit here, because again, this is a whole system where this is an important system for replayability and for like things to do. So as I was saying, you have your missions here and you have 2 reward types. So you have your reward that you get for completing this every single time, no matter what. And then you have a recollection reward. The recollection reward, you have to have so many recollection points. Right now I have 35 of 35. 35 is the cap. Every time you claim one of these rewards, it takes it down 1. You get, I believe, 5 a day. So you can do 5 of these a day and not have any issues. Or if you stockpile like 35, I can do 35 of these and get all the rewards every single time. Now, what do those recollection rewards actually do? So as you've noticed, those recollection rewards are associated with the type of contract that they are. So we have crafting, gathering, exploration, combat, and sabotage. And you'll notice that you get, by completing the recollection reward, crafting XP, or gathering XP, or exploration XP. What are those specifically? Those specifically are a new research type. Or a new skills type, sorry. When you go into your skills, down here at specializations, you have these now 5 specialization classes. So we've got, let's see, this is, what is it? Crafting, gathering, exploration, combat, and sabotage. So by completing those, you unlock the ability to get these rewards here. And what these do is just a whole bunch of different things. So for example, exploration's kind of a big deal. So the first thing you get is pack mule, increase inventory row size by 1 row. So inventory slot capacity is 1. Vehicle boost heat reduction, superior fuel efficiency, vehicle fuel efficiency plus 5%. There's a lot of really good stuff in here. But when you get these unlocked, it doesn't unlock it immediately for you. You do still have to actually put forth a resource. And that is where like the whole spice comes in, because you'll notice if I say, I don't think I have any that I haven't unlocked yet. Okay, right here. So if I want this guy, which I have the level for it, I just don't have it unlocked yet, it does require 2 spice. So that is kind of the whole reason for going out here into the deep desert, farming the spice, getting the spice up. That is what we're gonna need. Now, spices, once you get out here and you're at this point, it's not hard to get spices. It's not a difficult thing. So getting those skill points, honestly, it's going to be harder to get the XP than it's going to be to get the spice, in my opinion. So, but this is like this whole system. This is kind of like an end game system. This gives you something to do within the Landsraad to get more stuff going. You also get credits, you get some experience, you get all this other stuff as well. So that is kind of like the end game loop-ish right now. Now there are testing silos, there's new stations and stuff like that as well. But yes, so as you can see, like we are out here deep in the deep desert. I was gonna try to see if we could fly over a large resource node and see what's going on. Oh, they added, okay. So we have debris. Yesterday I was flying around and I couldn't find any metal or batteries or anything like that. And now there's like debris out here. That's kind of funny. All right, so here's a large spice node right here, which actually, this person is in us. What is going to happen here? Hold on. Oh my gosh. Is this person like soloing this? Oh, no, no, no. Yes, they are. Oh my gosh. That is sketchy. That is so sketchy. Good for you. I don't know who you are, but good on you for soloing that. So here's a large spice node. Now, as a common courtesy, if you are out here doing this stuff and like, I know it's like super tempting, you want to go down and farm on the large spice node. If you are on a large spice node, if there is a if there's a harvester out there, like a tractor, don't go down and compact it. So harvesters basically cause no disruption on the sand levels whatsoever. So as a compactor, you cause all kinds of disruptions and you cause the worm to spawn like immediately. Whereas with a tractor, with the sand tractor, you could basically farm this back and forth for a while and not have anything spawn in. So stick to the medium nodes if you're going to hand compact. Actually, sometimes if you just talk to the people that are over here, they'll just give you some, because it literally, one pass on this with that tractor, you get like two full stacks of 2,500 spice. So if you come up here and you're just like, hey, I mean, like, I hate to say just ask for it, but like if you say, hey, you know, is there anything I can do? Like, I would trade you something, or like, hey, do you have a little spice or something like that? They will probably just say, hey, yeah, here you go. Now just leave you alone, so that way you don't static compact on here and cause issues. You know what I mean? So this person's soloing that, so good on you. But yeah, that's a large spice node. Tons of spice here. So much spice here. It's exciting. And yes, yesterday we actually did see the large worm come up. So I saw that for the first time. It was very exciting. It was super cool. I think it's big worm time.
I don't know if it's big worm or not, but I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah. That is big worm. Oh my God. I'm so excited.
So we're far enough away.
Yeah, I think so. Whoa, I saw a flat.
Oh, yeah, there it goes.
I saw the flash of it. I don't see nothing.
It's getting really slow, but everything disappeared.
Oh, there it goes. I saw the flash of it for a second. Oh, this is sick.
Oh, there it comes. Oh,
there it is. The granddaddy worm.
Let's go ride it.
All right, draw me in. I'm going in. Don't do it.
Farm the spice inside. There's gotta be plenty of it.
There's more inside of it, I know. That's sick. That's so cool. But yeah, they're doing their thing. That's so awesome. I love it. And that's what I love the most about PvE stuff is I love the fact that like we could come over here and we could help each other out and just like everybody can have fun together. And like that's kind of just like what I'm excited about. Now, at this point in the video, I'm going to mention it. I'm going to mention it because it could become an issue. With this being PvE, obviously there's still the possibility for griefers. There's still the possibility for people to come out and try to ruin the fun. For example, I haven't seen it yet, and I'm hoping that maybe they'll do something to combat it, and maybe there is already something in place. But if somebody wanted to come out here and just be a jerk, they could absolutely come out here and just throw a whole bunch of thumpers down every time people try to come out here and get the worms to constantly spawn. They could use the environment against the people. Now, personally, I think the easiest fix for this is disabling thumpers in the deep desert. I don't actually think there's a need for them in the deep desert. Personally, I don't think there's any need for them. By the time you go, you place one down, and then you go back to the area that you're farming, I don't think there's a need for one. The worms don't spawn up like fast enough that it would make it worth it to make the thumper, go place the thumper, come back and harvest the stuff, wait for the worm, all that stuff. Like I don't think it's personally worth it. So I think the easiest option would just be to disable thumpers over there. Now, that doesn't also stop people from coming over there and compacting and causing worms to spawn up all the time as well. So it is what it is, unfortunately. And unfortunately, as it is, there's a lot of upset, there's a lot of not happy PvPers, and I could absolutely see a whole bunch of sad PvPers coming over to PvE stuff just to mess with PvE people, because that's ultimately why they were throwing a fit before. And that's ultimately why the PvP community was not liking this, because now they don't have the people to farm and they don't have the people to pick on, so they're still going to come over here and try to do that anyways. Now, hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully that's not an issue, and hopefully there's some things to combat that. But right now I'm saying it just so that way we at least know, so it's there. But yes, so there you go. There you have it. All kinds of new wonderful information. Yes, the PvE update is out. Yes, it's PvE everywhere. It's exciting. I'm excited. Leave a comment. Let me know. Are you playing again? Are you getting back into it? Because we just recently got back into it. There it is. There's the PvE update. It's here. It's finally here. A lot of people are excited. Are you returning? Are you getting back into it? I've had fun with it so far. I'm looking forward to hopping in, doing the things, getting through. I'm actually looking forward to actually doing these Landsraad missions and getting my levels back up and doing all that stuff. I'd been putting it off because I was kind of waiting to see where the game was going to go. And right now, this is a massive update in the right direction. And yeah, I love it. So thanks again for coming out. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.